247 TV that excites.
It's the last day of September and 30 minutes past the hour 11. We're coming to you live from 421 Sunyana Avenue, Kanda. This is News 247 Live. Coming up in this bulletin, President John Dramani Mahama moves to intensify fight against illegal mining as he is set to meet civil society organizations to discuss the way forward. Also, Public Accounts Committee goes hard on health institutions as it questions rationale for the payment of salaries for 26 months to a dead man.
2022, this guy had died. Didn't you go to the funeral?
A total list to Yoko to help us. Yoko has written back demand.
Calls intensify for the prosecution of KNUST chess assistant headmaster captured on video fondling the breast of a student of the school.
Yes, the executive were included. Why the children disrespect and misbehave at the school.
Chesney.
Also, Works and Housing Minister Kenneth Gilbert Ejay praises BG Furnishings for opening ultra-modern showroom in Accra.
We want to bring the Chinese standard quality to Ghana. That was why we set up a showroom in Accra.
Are things that is going to assist our government with its reset.
We have the stories of these and more coming to you shortly. Do stay with us. Also, do remember we live on Facebook at Channel 247 and on YouTube at Channel 247 TV. Do share with us your views, comments, and suggestions. Feel free to also visit our website www.channel247online.com for these stories and more. To our very first story for today, President John Dramani Mahama has invited over 50 civil society organizations to a national dialogue on illegal mining scheduled for Friday, October 3, 2025 at the Jubilee House in Accra. A letter dated September 17 and signed by Dr. Callistus Mahama, Executive Secretary to the President, says the engagement aims to harness collective expertise, perspectives, and solutions from civil society to better manage the environmental and societal impact of illegal mining. Among those invited are the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference, Christian Council of Ghana, Imani Ghana, CDD, the Ghana Bar Association, the Ghana Journalists Association, environmental advocacy groups, and mining associations. The meeting is part of intensified efforts by government to re-engage stakeholders amid growing pressure over the destructive effects of galamsey on water bodies, farmlands, and forest reserves. Nana Boachi Chumesi Ankra is a programs manager for Tropping Boss Ghana, and he joins us for a conversation on this. Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, Nana, what do you make of this yet-to-be-held meeting with CSOs by the President? Will it change anything in terms of our approach to dealing with illegal mining?
All right, thank you very much. I think in itself, in principle, it is not a bad idea to solicit the ideas of civil society organizations. But as you are aware, this is not an issue that started yesterday. This is an issue that has started several months and possibly years.
Okay.
And when it started, this is a government that was in opposition. If I should say, when I say when it started, I mean when it peaked. But here is the case that the expectation of civil society would have been that even before they came into power, they would have strategized and know that the kind of things that they are going to do before even coming into power. But what do we see? We keep going in circles. You see, just calling civil society onto the table does not solve anything if the political will is not there.
Okay.
Civil society over the months, over the years, have actually professed or put forward suggestions and proposals of approaches that can help us deal with the menace. But it looks to me that politicians have not really committed themselves to fighting this menace. And so they will do some kind of scratching the surface. They will do things like making the public think that something is being done. You see, in principle, as I've indicated earlier, calling civil society together, people telling their views about how to go about the issue is very perfect. But beyond that, what do we see? There are some of us who have written letters to agencies of the state on all these things, but we don't see anything.
Okay.
A government or a party in opposition can even say that people that have been arrested and prosecuted with court of competent jurisdiction, imprisoning them or giving them sentences, when he comes, he will leave them. If we have all these things and you come to power, then it becomes difficult for you to go back on your words and actually arrest people and prosecute them as the law demands.
Okay.
And so for me, I think that for now, let's see how it goes. But for me, this is not an end. This is not an end in itself, but it should be just a means to an end.
Okay.
So that we don't want to be one of the just ticking the boxes to say, oh, the government is doing something. What we want to see is that on the grounds, the actions have stopped. The activities of illegal mining have stopped on the ground.
Okay. With all this said, if they meet the president, what specifics should the CSOs be telling him?
Can you come again?
So with all you have said, when they have this meeting with the president, what do you expect the CSOs to be telling the president?
I think that the CSOs should be blunt with the truth and call for typically and straightforward kind of political action, political will to stop, because we have the security at our disposal. In fact, some of the people in this government, whilst in opposition, declared that if government is indeed serious about it, within 2 weeks we'll stop Galamsey. And that is what we should tell them, that if this government is serious about fighting Galamsey, can do it within weeks and not to be dragging the whole issue till now. Okay. For me, I think that sometimes you have political entities on the ground also doing it, and so it becomes difficult for them. But we should face them. We cannot let a few people take the whole country for ransom. And so they should tell the government to face the thing squarely. And whether the people doing it are in his party or the opposition party or whoever it is, we should deal with it as a crime against the nation and then fight it with our security apparatus and all the strength that we have as a nation. Because just this week, over the weekend or so, the minister said that the president has indicated that he wants to declare these places a security zone. And then also, there had been an earlier indication that the government was going to treat illegal miners as armed robbers. Okay. But those have been just lip service. We just say it and we see nothing. And it keeps going. In recent times, we have heard that some of the turbidity of some of the area water bodies have gone as up as 95,000, which is very serious. And so I think that they should just be frank with the government, with the president, and tell him that he can do it. And if only he wants to do it, he should make use of our security apparatuses. He should let them get straight with the people be brutal with the people and stop them, because I think that when armed robbers are being chased, or when military people face armed robbers, they don't go begging them to stop.
Okay.
The time for begging, the time for negotiation, the time for consultation with these people is fast spent, because for now, anybody in this act knows that it is wrong. He just wants to benefit at the expense of the entire nation.
Right.
And that is what I think the CSO
Right.
should be telling the government.
Now, before you go, a yes or no, do you think the state of emergency is needed now?
For me, I don't think that it is the way to go.
Okay.
Just that
All right.
when I say that, I usually add that the government is confronted with these calls because of its own call in the past. And so, for me personally, I think that it is not what is needed now.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
So Nana Buachi Tumesi Ankra is a programs manager for Tropping Boss Ghana, and he has been speaking on President John Dramani Mahama inviting over 50 civil society organizations to a national dialogue on illegal mining scheduled for Friday, October 3, 2025 at the Jubilee House in Accra. Now, away from Galamsey-related issues to some education stories, a section of the public are demanding the prosecution of the now interdicted assistant headmaster of the KNUST Senior High School, Charles Akwesi Edu, who has been captured in a viral video in a compromising act with a female student. The suspect, who has since been barred from entering the school while investigations continue, was captured in the viral video fondling the breast of the student who filmed the act. The incident comes amid growing concerns about rising indiscipline in Ghana's education system, with recent cases of teacher misconduct and student unrest sparking calls for tighter supervision. GES has assured that due process will be followed and reiterated its commitment to discipline, professionalism and child protection across the country's schools. Channel 247 News spoke to some members of the public who expressed outrage over the development, with many demanding tougher sanctions and stronger child protection measures in schools.
It is true. Normally, the leaders, the executive were included why the children disrespect and misbehave at the school. Because imagine if, as an executive member, behaving to a student like this way, what do you think it will happen? Definitely, there won't be justice in the school, because most often we have been hearing such kind of incident, but it's not every time that it comes out. And whenever it comes out, they always try to do what? Cover up. And I think this is a very good example, so that the rest will take it in, good faith and know what to do next time.
The teachers ne headmaster be say the AC and no be kan when a man kwala no omo ye stubborn. If omo de be fie so I think omo ye me ye hu say bibi say I say omo mboa de omo kasa ne nwoma and na omo ala kwala no so omo use phone e wo school. And also I think e kan ho. Aban betimi ama sa phones na le omo de go school no mo ani aba ho say wo kita phone e be seize ayen san fa ma obi mi ni sa nwoma na and also e be boa. Any on Montario, maybe say screen for say that will say, and they say, boy, we do form 2 and form 3. Obeka Semia made me pay, me man ada me go to do and I say, cause me ma de omu a movie omu.
Then if one no more create problem no, into omu share no more solve. Another them can bana. Then if one no more create omu problem, into omu share no more solve. First, e bo akoda was school. Say omu see my bo akoda. Itakoda no so or no be free say ewani obere de ope, but first in there untumi ye de ope chiche kwa po wokom kwa usro by say there chiche kwa bu chiche no nti penifo no na market nti omohwe no so
teacher from most na teacher for God name of farmer no wope the one why SS na adi endimu education was kabimami kebi and chesa first en ableso no ma me betcho say ubu nsa be ma fawa ubanyem nti wo nko ho enso nda no kaka pe amu say ye de na wo ye time na wo so enso en say omo ka say ye time na wo so bibia wa say computer children. And your computer children. Oh, 15 or the better akran go fin. Oh, my yam is some in a Christo, some 8 snackerin. Up Sunday school, watching I didn't know. Oh, my. Abama kwan bibi wa hu mpo na bi friend na chiche ni friend say bra na yan kwa hampa abakasa me nkwa me kwa ma me sise me yes ya bibi say na besinti me nkwa.
On this, Irene Sam is the Deputy Public Relations Officer for the National Council of PTA, and she joins us for a conversation on this development. Thank you for your time, Ma.
Thank you, my dear. Good afternoon.
Yes, how do you react to this development at the KNUST SHS? Is interdicting the Assistant Headmaster enough deterrent?
Thank you very much. A good afternoon to your cherished listeners, and I'm also grateful for having me here this afternoon. I also bring you greetings from our national president to all of us. Yes, having seen this, this is the first time that we are hearing or seeing such a thing. It's just that it's now that it has really come to public limelight that everybody is now seeing it. And this is part of the training that we've always been talking about, the discipline that we've always referred to, from the home to the school. And teachers or adults are to become role models. Good role models, our young ones. So if adults are seen doing this, then what do we expect from our wards as well? But undoubtedly, we can also say that it is only the head or let's say the teacher we have to put the blame on. We, our wards as well, how well have we trained them for them to be assertive enough to reject that proposal from the teachers or from any adults want to put her in that uncompromising way, So it's a two-way affair, both from the home and also from the school and the society at large.
Okay. But as a parent, what do you make of such unholy relationships between teachers and students, even now at the basic school level? Would you say this contributes to the rise of indiscipline in our schools?
Exactly that. And it goes to prove the point that we as families, as society, as a school, we have let our morals down. We have disappointed our children. We are not setting good morals for them to follow. We are not becoming good examples for them to follow. So whatever that's going on today, we are also contributing to it. And it is time all of us see the need to go back to the drawing board. When in those days, the society frowns on some of these things. You hardly see a boy and a girl in a relationship. You hardly hear such things going on. But today, it is just common. And society always applauds such acts. So when such things are done, and then in the dark, and then it comes out, we have to have a way of frowning on it, making everybody know that this is not acceptable. This is not genuine enough. This is not what our values are talking about. This is not what I is saying. I think when it comes to that point, some of these issues will come to a minimum condition. But apparently, as adults, we need to become good role models to our children for them to follow suit.
But as a council, what do you also think can be done to deal with such incidents?
So as a council, what we have done over the years is to engage our parents as well as our wards for them to be assertive enough to know some of these things, have to take care of themselves and be responsible for their lives and their career. Because whatever that is going on, when this video, whatever it is going on, it doesn't even go away anytime. It is there. And it goes to dent the image of you, the individual, particularly you, that child, you, that girl child. Maybe you have a prospect somewhere, but this video, whatever act that you have taken, can go to affect you negatively. That's what we have engaged parents in our wards over the years for them to be responsible for their children, and also the angle of our wards, they have to take care of their lives and take their lives seriously and focus on their career and become independent people, beneficial to themselves, their families, and the society at large.
So you said you've engaged parents, but don't you think this engagement is not working? What other measures can we use in place of this engagement?
Well, apart from this, we have to look at the school system, the rules and regulations, the school system. How are they enforced? Are they really enforced? When issues come up, are the right sanctions applied? And then have the code of conduct that has been released over the years to DES management, how has it fared? Is it beneficial to us? Do we have to review it? Because there are certain aspects which I think we should review. Aspects whereby offenses are there, but the sanctions are not clearly defined. Until an aspect, for instance, that when you are caught, you should be caught in the act before certain sanctions are applied. But the preliminary issue that leads to the act is not considered. So I feel that we have to look at our system again, our educational system again, and see where we can lay a finger on some of these things, and see if we can review our code of conduct and then apply it appropriately, so that deterrent become a deterrent to others. Those who want to go into certain will farm for you because they know that it's against the law. Okay. And I think apart from this also, we as a council, we are also in partnership with the Ghana Cyber Security Authority, and we have also engaged our parents and our wards in this regard to be conscious about cyber issues, because some of these things, I mean, we have to really take good care of it. Okay. So I think holistically, we have to look at all this, and society also must also see the role that they are playing to make sure that the wrongs are frowned upon and the good things are really rewarded.
But from our survey, we had some parents calling for the reintroduction of corporal punishment. Don't you think it's high time we have it?
Yes, the corporal punishment can not only be called for in the school system alone. It should start from the home. What are we doing in the home when our walls don't go by what we have to do or how they have to live their lives? How do we handle it before it is done in the schools? But over the years, we cannot say that it is corporal punishment, the removal, that has brought us to where we are. We can't say that entirely because we have not done any of research to prove the point that because there's no corporal punishment, this is why our children behave this way. Okay. But I'm saying in this way that it's not only the corporal punishment, there should be a more proactive way of going about these things. The corporal punishment at this time will not help us. Okay. Where we have gotten to, it will not help us. But let's look for more other means which are proactive enough. That leads to correction. You see, we should see the correctional measures more than the punishment. When a child sees that you are correcting him with an act of love, it means that you are guiding that child. But when you do it out of anger or pain, it is no more correction but punishment. But for where we are getting to now, the corporal punishment will not help us. We have to do more than that. Appeal to their conscience for them to realize they are responsible for their lives. All that is happening is to them first, before it comes to us. When they see that and we appeal to their moral conscience, I think some of these issues will come to you. Okay. You will not be hearing of much of it in the near future.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Welcome.
So Irene Sam is the Deputy Public Relations Officer for the National Council of PTA, speaking to us here on a section of the public demanding the prosecution of the now interdicted Assistant Headmaster of the KNUST Senior High School, Charles Akwesi Edu, who has been captured in a viral video in a compromising act with a female student. Let's stay a bit longer on education, but this time on a positive note. Now, most children in the Ahanta West municipality are unable to pursue tertiary education due to the inability of their parents to raise the needed funds for that. This is about to change as the Member of Parliament for the area, Mavis Kukua Bisiu, is taking steps to address that through the setting up of an education fund. There is more in the following report.
In September 2017, the erstwhile NPP administration introduced the free senior high school policy to make secondary education accessible to every Ghanaian child. This has seen over 3 million children across the country benefiting from the program. Despite the policy seeing an increase in enrollment at the secondary level, its biggest challenge remains the progression into the tertiary level. For children in the Ahanta West municipality, the situation is even dire, as many parents are living in the poverty bracket.
It is a problem, especially when it comes to finances. because some of the kids are willing, but the parents or the home, it's not good, or the parents are not capable. Because we have free SHS, they are able to push them to finish that one, and then probably after that, it will be like if a female come to the market with me so that we can sell, and most of the guys enter into this galamsey. So
this is worrying to the Member of Parliament for the area, Mavis Kukuwa-Bisu, who has since launched the Enyinamanle Education Fund to support students who are interested in studying medicine, law, and other programs. The launch attracted scores of dignitaries from the area who pledged to support the initiative. Speaking during the launch, Mavis Kukuwa-Bisu stressed that the fund will help produce essential human resources for the area.
That is why this fund has been carefully designed to respond to pressing needs of our people and to prepare a brighter path for our children. The Enyinamanle Education Trust Fund is dedicated to supporting brilliant but needy students. Every child deserves the opportunity to learn, regardless of the financial background. This initiative will ensure that no talented young person is left behind simply because they cannot afford.
As a show of support to help kickstart the fund, various individuals and groups donated cash amounting to 300,000 and 300 cedis. A board of trustees has since been inaugurated to oversee the operation of the fund. According to the Member of Parliament, the target is to train 10,000 medical doctors and 10 lawyers using the fund.
Now, away from education, let's head to the lawmaking house, where the Public Accounts Committee has raised grave concerns over financial irregularities at the Tamale Teaching Hospital following revelations in the latest Auditor General's report. The report uncovered unearned salary payments totaling 1,449,000 cedis. Lawmakers expressed shock after learning that the hospital had continued to validate the salary of a deceased staff member for 26 months. Appearing before the committee in Accra on Monday, September 29, the hospital's Director of Administration, Dr. Emmanuel Sena-Kwesi-Donko, confirmed that only 303,558 cedis and 68 pesos, which is about 21% of the amount, has been recovered so far. Here are excerpts from the PAC meeting.
Date of separation was 2022.
Yes.
This guy had died. Didn't you go to the funeral? And you validated this dead person for 26 months. And you are coming to tell Parliament to do what?
To go to the bank and
Good. That's okay. We have taken a cue from that, Mr. Chair. Yes, so we have recovered, like I mentioned earlier, 303,558.68. We have forwarded a total list to Yoko to help us. Yoko has written back demanding for their respective files of persons involved. We have submitted that. That's why we were asked, did anybody attend the funeral of Habib? You did. Gave donation. Even gave his PV, Provident Fund out. And you still came back verifying him. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, maybe moving forward, we'll ask you to bring the validators along. So they speak to it. Maybe they saw the person's ghost or they saw the person somewhere. That's how come a deceased person will be validated for 26 good months. And then somebody who has worked for more than 3 months, 6 months, running every day to Controller and Accountant General, just to be validated. So moving forward, we'll ask that you bring validated.
General, what I'm interested in is You are supposed to recover the money. Those officers who caused this negligence, they were supposed to recover the amount from them and pay to the Attorney General's coffers. Have you done that?
That was the...
Yes or no?
Actually, that was the external COVID team who swapped the bodies. So, so we...
CEO, the answer we want is yes, we have. No, we haven't.
No. Yeah. Actually, we are sorry for exactly what happened, but we haven't still recovered.
CEO.
Yes. Mr.
The
Chair.
recommendation, let me read you the recommendation on paragraph 443. We recommended that the acting chief executive officer should recover the total amount of 113,000 from the officers whose negligence occasioned the payment of judgment debt and same paid into the Auditor General's recoveries account at Bank of Ghana, failing which the acting chief executive officer should pay. Have you done that?
Honorable Chair, we haven't done that.
Why not?
Well, looking at the two situations, both were difficult circumstances and like...
Chief Executive Officer.
Yes, they were
we give you 90 days to pay this 113,000. Thank you very much. And then show to evidence of that to the auditors. Now, let's...
Now on this, let's speak to anti-graft campaigner Vitus Azim for more on this. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, over the years, we have heard the Public Accounts Committee come across some of these infractions, yet no prosecutions has been made. Will you say the committee's work has not been taken seriously?
Well, the committee's work has not been very effective. But we cannot actually just solely blame the committee. Okay. Because the law requires that their recommendations are sent back to the executive for implementation. And unfortunately, the executive, most of the time, are the people that are involved and they are not in a position to implement the law against themselves. That has been the problem. But with the current, there was a ruling by the court on the surcharge of some of these things. The Auditor General has been able to retrieve some monies, but it's just an insignificant amount of money. They need to go beyond that.
Okay.
And I was happy to hear the committee order the CEO of Kolebu to pay the money within 90 days if they are not able to recover that money. And that's the steps. Those are the steps that we need to take, because people you cannot continue to spend time auditing and come out with these things, and nothing comes out of it.
Okay. All right. But how do you suggest we strengthen the Public Accounts Committee? Will the power to prosecute be like the good as part of the strengthening mechanism for the Public Accounts Committee?
There have been calls for a special court to deal with these cases, more or less a fast-track court that will deal with these cases promptly, so that so that we don't forget about them.
Okay.
This order by the committee for the CEO of Kolebu to recover the money, after a week we'll forget about it, and the next time you call them, I know we have not been able to do it, and they try to justify why they have not been able to do it.
Okay.
So we need to have maybe a fast-track court that will deal with this urgently. And then for the Auditor General or some other institution to track the recoveries.
Okay.
So that they don't just remain hanging.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
So Vitus Azim is an anti-graft campaigner speaking to us on the Public Accounts Committee, raising grave concerns over financial irregularities at the Tamale Teaching Hospital following revelations in the latest Auditor General's report. But we stay a bit longer on the story, as it was not just the Tamale Teaching Hospital, but other institutions such as the Kolebu Teaching Hospital were also caught in some financial impropriety. You can also join the conversation on this by sharing what you make of these concerns in the comment section on our socials. But let's keep the conversation as we are joined by Dr. Frank Odro, a governance expert on this matter. Thank you for your time, Doc. Hello, Doc.
Yes, I'm fine.
Yes, for years, the Public Accounts Committee comes up with some of these startling revelations from various state institutions, yet nothing much is done in terms of prosecution. How can we change this in our bid to make our institutions more accountable?
Well, I believe a group of civil society organizations took the Auditor General to court to exercise the constitutional power to surcharge.
Okay.
I remember that time Mr. Daniel Domlevo was the Auditor General. And this was after a number of years of agitations. Since then, I mean, we have expected the Auditor General to use this power granted him by the Constitution, because hitherto they were not using it, and then it was taken to court. The Supreme Court gave a clear ruling, and we would expect that it should just not come to the Public Accounts Committee, but the Auditor General should take the steps to prosecute these or to surcharge them. I mean, once they are surcharged, and then all steps must be taken to collect the monies back from them.
Okay.
But of course, I mean, it's a court process that must be followed. However, it looks as if the Auditor General, as an institution, not as a person per se, has not been too. I mean, they are not too keen about pursuing the side of what the law grants them. So that is where my worry comes from.
Okay.
It is not enough that these infractions will be flagged or some people will be found culpable. But the more important thing is for steps to be taken to retrieve these monies. But it seems we don't want to be doing that. So the problem lies with the Auditor General as an office to undertake the steps which we don't seem to ever get.
Okay.
So that for me is where my problem lies.
But would you say the committee needs prosecutorial powers to work effectively?
They can't. I mean, it's a parliamentary committee. And if you can't give a parliamentary committee that kind of prosecutorial powers,
okay,
they can come out with their findings, they can make recommendations, but they cannot, I mean, say put somebody in jail or collect us from that person, or we are seizing this in place of that.
Okay.
They shouldn't be given that power.
Okay. We appreciate your time.
The law is clear.
Okay.
I think the Auditor General, if indeed these people are found culpable, must take the steps. The Constitution is clear about that, so they should exercise that power.
Okay. We appreciate your time, sir.
You're welcome.
So Dr. Frank Odro is a governance expert, also speaking on the Public Accounts Committee, raising grave concerns over financial irregularities at the Tamale Teaching Hospital and Kolebu Teaching Hospital, following revelations in the latest Auditor General's report. Now, away from that, the campaign coordinator for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia in the Central Region, Kweku Ofori Esiama, has called on delegates to once again entrust leadership of both the New Patriotic Party and the nation to the former Vice President, describing him as the most competent candidate. He made this appeal during Dr. Baumia's tour of the Central Region.
On the first day of Dr. Baumia's campaign tour in Cape Coast Central Region, his campaign coordinator, Kweku Ofori Esiama, expressed strong confidence in the former vice president's abilities, stressing his competence and vision to lead Ghana effectively. Speaking to the media after a meeting with delegates, Esiama emphasized that if given the mandate, Dr. Baumia is capable of driving the country forward.
Yet not our competence. Look, idea was started say, oh yeah, we're gonna need trying to work. Say, and then they were there economic poster boy. And then people deserve Britain for almost baby. People deserve America for Rwanda. Almost about registration of the citizens. Almost that. Idea yeah 5 years ago. Yeah 10 years ago. And not just any pan or adibu and initial second of war. Yeah, turn no magana for no talk. Obit me bro mine. And some my mubi. It did Dr. Mamuba. If it's apart from say your turn, apart from the history on the side to become president, the name said, I don't know who don't manage this. Obit me.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Dr. Bawumia's media campaign team, Nana, reinforced the sentiment, stating that the former vice president possesses good character and has marketed himself better than all 5 other aspirants for the party's flag bearership. He added that Ghana's political history shows a pattern where each sitting president eventually hands over power to a rival who once contested against them.
The challenge of all the candidates, the 5 or 4 of them, is the most marketing. It's been running mate since 2008. Look at the time he was in court, the whole nation was riveted on the petition and how he delivered. He became a darling boy of the country. Look at his role in the 2016 election, and then he became vice president. He's been very active. So all that adds to his marketability. None of the other people can match that marketability. And you also, if you look at the record, and this is just an anecdote, but if you look at the record of voting, Ghanaians hardly vote for a first time.
Now, away from that, the Member of Parliament for Upper Dintra West, Rudolph Amuakun Jampa, has declared his strong support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the new Patriotic Party's flag bearer for the 2028 general elections. He argued that the party should not replace a candidate who has already been widely marked. According to him, Dr. Bawumia should not be solely blamed for the NPP's defeat in the just-ended 2024 general elections, stressing that every card-bearing member of the party shared responsibility for the outcome. The MP made these remarks at Chufu Praso during Dr. Bawumia's one-day engagement with former constituency executives and ex-government officials in the central region.
Na 2028 yajitumia adanya de ho sobro ebo yewura enko. They should be bold and say yenyina yaka ho bi ene edi nkuguo na mom ne edisia ye ne say yenyina yaka ye ho bom na ye win power 2028 na se ye be win power 2028 nso dia na obi a wadi kan aton no amaga na nyina ato awie na yakọ elections yenya 41% aka 9% pe ne ade asoso ne ade adinkunim ne asi yi na siwo ne akwa shasi akwa for different candidate e de aba ne abe market na chese yankasa as a party ye meaning say ye be win elections abusuafo enkasa bebre ne mesre ye party ma ye hia wa ha ye mpanyimfo nyina ne say Mama yanko sunya jidie ewo His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia mu. Ahobrase awura okukudurufo obi a wo adwensabe a ye di bom man.
Now let's take you across our regions for some stories as the District Chief Executive for the Kumfi District Assembly, Ismail Nana Samoa, has dismissed calls for a state of emergency in Galamsey-prone areas, arguing that Ghana must first exhaust existing legal frameworks in the fight against illegal mining. He maintained that President John Dramani Mahama remains fully committed to eradicating the menace through lawful and practical measures.
I think that, it is what the interpretation of state of emergency really means. We need to, yes, there are practical challenges. If you look at the consequences of this galamsey, especially on our water bodies, arguably you may be thinking along that line. But the question you ask yourself is, have you exhausted the legal framework that enables the fight against galamsey? If not, then state of emergency will be the extreme consideration. I think that we should rather be looking at our laws, its implementation, and then try to keep politics out of the fight against this galamsey. Is that okay? I am sure President Mahama and the government, we have demonstrated enough political will to deal with this fight against galamsey. What we need to do is to have the collective buy-in from traditional authorities and the people. It's okay, the people must see galamsey as their problem. Now, when you're going to fight a problem, and the person to whom you are supporting to fight the problem doesn't see that as a problem, then it will be difficult to fight that problem because he doesn't see it as his problem. Okay, so we need to get the affected communities to see galamsey as their problem. When they see it as their problem, the fight then would be a bit much more easier. Okay, so I think that currently the approach by the government to look at the community mining is a step in the right direction so that the ministry or the government takes time to make sure people are well trained in how they can go about properly mining so that they can get a benefit thereon.
Now, as the world observed World Rabies Day on September 28, health experts in the Upper East region are calling for intensified public education on the causes and prevention of the deadly disease. This comes after 3 confirmed rabies deaths were recorded at the regional hospital between January and September 2025, following 96 dog bite cases reported within the period. There is more in the following report filed by Joshua Asa.
We talking about rabies, and as we know, 28th is the World Rabies Day, which is celebrated worldwide. Annually, WHO, per WHO statistics, 59,000 people are infected with rabies worldwide. And within our region here, let me see, the Bolga municipality, so far the dog bite cases that we've recorded are 121 for the Bolga municipality, and the regional hospital recorded 96 dog bite cases. Out of those ones, we've seen 3 deaths yet to be confirmed.
That's for the municipality?
That's for the regional hospital.
Okay.
Yes, 3 deaths. They went back to their homes and died, but when they were brought in, it was clearly signs and symptoms of.
He explained that rabies is almost always fatal once clinical.
Now, tourism is worth billions to Ghana's economy, but leaders say the country has barely scratched the surface of its potential. As Ghana marked World Tourism Day in the Volta region, the focus turned to the blue economy, untapped heritage sites, and the urgent need for infrastructure.
If you do the roads and you help us with small infrastructure to boost what happens around these centers, around these tourist sites, you can just imagine what will happen.
For the tourism minister, the push goes beyond heritage. She linked the celebration to the blue economy, urging Ghanaians to see the coastline from Aflao to Hafasin as a frontier of opportunity.
Our sector is not in lack of experts. Our sector is not in lack of ideas. Is not in lack of talents. What it lacks is the infrastructure support. And so we are saying that we know what to do. We just need to back us with some real budget, not the one that will put us at the bottom of the pile, considering what we bring to the economy. We want to be considered more than we have been done in the past, has been done in the past. So again, the sites must improve. We have good products.
The call for infrastructure was echoed by Ketu South MCE, Nicholas Kobla Walachi, who says roads are not just for strategic for trade and for the future Keta Harbour project.
And I can tell you research has proved that economic potential of a country, investment potential of a country All these important potentials have been communicated to the world by tourists. Tourists communicate to what they have seen. Tourists will communicate culture, tradition, belief system.
You're still watching News 247 live here on Channel 247. We have more stories coming to you right after this break.
Hello, parents. Do you want your children to feel happy? Are you finding a playful and serene environment for them to enjoy their weekends? Then, Kids Place is here for you. Yay! We have all kinds of play equipment for them to play smart, learn, and be protected as well. We are located at Dansuman behind Datu School Complex. You can contact us on 020-436-0651 or 0267-375152. Kids, are you ready? Yeah!
You're welcome back from that break, and do remember we're still live on all our socials. Do share with us your views, comments, and suggestions. Business News is up next. In business, BG Furnishings, a high-end furniture and interior design company, has launched its flagship showroom on Spintex Road. The company says its mission is to provide world-class bespoke furniture, offering Ghanaians a local alternative to shopping for home interiors in China.
The showroom is a one-stop shop for high-end furniture and bespoke interior solutions to Accra. They have in stock a wide range of luxury furniture, kitchen sets, and customized spaces. The chairperson of BG Furnishings announced plans to introduce Chinese furnishing standards to the Ghanaian market, promising to bring a new level of quality and expertise to the country's furniture industry. The company aims to employ 200 Ghanaians, contributing to the local economy and providing job opportunities for citizens.
You know, we want to bring the Chinese standard quality to Ghana. That was why we set up a showroom in Accra. We will ensure within 1 year we will have at least 200 Ghanaian employees. Actually, we are now sending the machineries from China to Ghana. Hopefully, end of this year, we will start to install the machineries and start our factory.
The Minister of Works and Housing, Kenneth Gilbert Ajay, who was the guest speaker, welcomed the establishment of BG Furnishings showroom in Accra, stating that it aligns with the government's agenda to improve the housing sector.
I'm seeing this property as a step in the right direction. The kind of things I've seen here today are things that is going to assist our government with its reset agenda within the housing sector.
The minister highlighted that plans are underway for the Saglame project and the potential benefits of local furniture manufacturing, including the creation of jobs and reduction of reliance on imported goods.
Are we always going to import, or a time is going to come when we are going to make the things in Ghana? And I'm very happy to tell you that he told me that soon all these companies that did those beautiful things inside are going to have their factories set up in Ghana. And that is what the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is looking at. About the famous Saglame. Plans are in place. Very soon you will see work will start at that site. And other housing projects too. You will be seeing a lot coming up.
We spoke to some patrons at the opening ceremony, and this is what they had to say.
BG Federation is actually very beautiful. Everything I saw there is top notch, from the couch to the bed to everything. I think it's a place where everybody should come and shop from.
Looking at the fact that they are actually exhibiting very quality stuff in there, looking at from the sofas to the towels and everything, and I'm sure BG Furniture is actually making it big here, and I would actually urge everyone to pass through. What caught my attention was actually the display of the sofa. It had this unique idea. It was very beautiful, and the designs also very unique colors.
Still in business, Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nati George, has announced enhanced packages for DSTV subscribers in the country. The announcement comes after weeks of disagreement between the minister and MultiChoice over demands to have subscription fees reduced. Those subscribers will pay some fees, they will get more for the packages they pay for. Here is Samuel Nati George addressing the media.
MultiChoice Africa has committed to implement an unprecedented increased value offer only in Ghana, and I repeat, only in Ghana, which will result in Ghanaian DSTV subscribers getting more services for less. Depending on the DSTV package or bouquet you use, subscribers will get between 33% to 50% more value. The new arrangements, effective from 1st October 2025, are as follows. For those who are on the Paddy Bouquet subscription, you currently pay 59 Ghana cedis. When you pay 59 Ghana cedis, you get upgraded automatically to Access, which is valued at 99 Ghana cedis, and you get 35 more channels. This represents a 40% savings if you were to pay for the Access yourself. Second bouquet, Access, currently going at 99 Ghana cedi. If you retain your Access bouquet at 99 Ghana cedi, MultiChoice will bump you up to the Family Bouquet, which is currently priced at 190 Ghana cedis. You get 19 more channels, which means that if you were to stay on Access and get bumped up, for the value you get, you make a savings of 48%. If you're on the Family Package, which is currently valued at 190 Ghana cedis, DSTV will automatically bump you up to Compact, which ordinarily goes for 380 Ghana cedis. You get 22 more channels and actually get access to live football matches. So anybody on the Family Package, which previously didn't get live football matches, would automatically get live football matches. The value savings on this, 50%. Compact, currently going at 380 Ghana cedis, gets bumped up automatically to Compact Plus, which is priced at 570 Ghana cedis. You get 12 more channels in addition, and the value savings, 33%. Compact Plus, valued at 570 Ghana cedis. You pay that, you're automatically bumped up to Premium, which goes at the price of 865 cedis. You get 18 more channels and a value of 34%. For those who remain on their Premium Bouquet, which is priced at 865 Ghana cedis, you will still get all the content on the Premium Flagship, the Flagship Premium Bouquet, but you also get an automatic entry into the competition for the chance to win a fully paid trip to watch selected English Premiership games. But this is, as well as you know, subject to terms and conditions.
And that'll be all for our bulletin this afternoon. But before a recap of our top stories. President John Dramani Mahama moves to intensify fight against illegal mining as he is set to meet civil society organizations to discuss the way forward. Public Accounts Committee goes hard on health institutions as it questions rationale for the payment of salaries for 26 months to a dead man. Calls intensify for the prosecution of KNUST SHS assistant headmaster captured on video fondling the breast of a student of the school. And Works and Housing Minister Kenneth Gilbert Ejay praises BG Furnishings for opening ultra-modern showroom in Accra. I am Masupe Jeremiah and have a lovely afternoon.
Channel 247 TV